Alright, hello, welcome back to a new video on this channel. I hope all of you all are doing well. Firstly, a big thank you for all the support that I'm getting. It really helps me and motivates me to keep going, except obviously adding value. Now, I've talked to 1,000 of yous on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube comments. And one of the very big pain points is obviously a full-time job. So here I am making a video on my experience on how I got a full-time job without even applying for it before I even graduated. And through this, I want to give you a reality check of what is going on currently in Australia, how important a full-time job is, the reality of it as well, what other people are doing wrong, what other people are doing right, and ultimately how important a full-time job is for PR. Also a bit of how to network and how to build connections. Now there are elongated videos coming on each and every topic of these, so make sure you subscribe. A lot of you aren't subscribed yet. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now firstly, before I get into my journey and how I got a full-time job without even applying and how you can do the same, I want to mention Australia is a very practical country. It's more about who you know, how you know them, how they know you, what do they know about you. As I've previously mentioned on this channel, university rankings do not matter, group of 8 does not matter. What matters is your skills, your personality, what sort of a person you are, and how you're communicating that throughout your student life. Now, I see a lot of people that are basically graduating and then applying for jobs or starting to apply for jobs then. What they do not realize is that, let's say if somebody is pursuing construction management or let's say IT, because a lot of you are wanting to pursue IT. Why are people wanting to pursue IT? One, it's on the boom, it's on the rise, it's top skill that you need to have by 2030, AI proof, whatever you want to say. Second, it's on the skilled occupation list, it's on the PR list. And third, it's obviously a very high paying industry right now as of 2025, as of June 2025. With that in mind, imagine how many people will be making a decision to pursue bachelor's in computer science, master's in computer science, master's in IT, master's in cybersecurity, data science, whatever. It's around the same domain, right? So you need to realize that, let's say if there are 150 people in the same batch, all of them are graduating at once. And it's not just one university in Australia. Let's say if you're in Melbourne, there are probably 10 different universities and colleges providing the same course. Adelaide as well, there are about 4 to 5 universities providing the same course. So everybody will be graduating at the same time and will be targeting the same jobs that are out there live on Seek, on Indeed, on LinkedIn. So you can just assume, or you can just comprehend how competitive it can be, it will be going into it. With that, I want to share my personal experience and how I feel students can make themselves future ready, career ready. Now I know a lot of people are not going to watch this video to the end, and I'm not even going to watch this video at all. So that means that for you who are till here right now, who will watch this full video, that's already a competitive advantage for you, because I believe in not reinventing the wheel. So something that is done already by other people, do that and get success. So here I am sharing my experience. So I came here in Adelaide, Australia in 2022, in January 2022, to pursue my bachelor's of marketing. Now I will not beat around the bush, I will not give you the fluff, I'll keep getting straight to the point. One of my first jobs was working at Hungry Jack's, and I had a chat with my manager there, who had pursued a master's in accounting from a very well reputable university here in South Australia, in Adelaide. And in my head, I was like, why is she working in Hungry Jack's? All respect to her, all respect to people who work in retail, fast food, hospitality. I've done the same, so I've been there. But after a certain point, I feel that you should be working in your occupation, and it had been 1.5 to 2 years for her already. And the first thing that she had to say that, you should change your course, there's no PR, there are no jobs in business, accounting, finance, marketing, etc. Straight then, I had decided that I will get a full-time job before graduating. First point here, you need to have that drive in you. You need to have your whys WHY, solidified in why you want to make it, and why, what is driving you, what is getting you to do more and more and more each and every day. So that, for me, that was sorted. My whys were, personal reasons, family reasons. I wanted to make it big, etc., etc., as everybody wants to do. Second, what I did then and there was that I knew that Australia is a very practical country. It's about who you know, how you know them, how they know you, and what problem can you solve for other people. So me being in marketing and comms, I knew that I had to back what I'm saying or what I will be saying once I graduate with a mountain of work, because as I said, it's a practical country, right? If I keep saying that, oh, I've done this certification, I've done that certification, nobody's going to believe me. But if I back that up with results, with my portfolio, with saying that, oh, I've done all of that for myself and for a couple of organizations, I'm sure to get a full-time job. That is what I did. I started this YouTube channel. I started posting on Instagram, leverage all of that to then get paid roles in content, in marketing. So one of the very first paid roles that I got in marketing was at my university, then at the student accommodation that I used to live at, which was Scape, then kept getting more and more and more roles, which then meant that the mountain of the work that I was talking about, the portfolio that I was talking about, kept increasing. While I was doing that, I kept marketing all of my achievements on LinkedIn, because if you're not marketing yourself, nobody else will. Now you might say that, oh, you're in marketing, it's a very practical industry, you can do this, you can do that. Mate, you can do that for IT as well. You can download a bunch of data sets. This is purely for business data science people, business analytics and data science people, and this is just an example. Download different data sets, make different models, make different prediction models, and start posting them on LinkedIn. Nobody is stopping you to do that, because one, you're actually putting all the theoretical knowledge into practical projects. Second, communicating it to the people, to the potential employers that will hire you once you graduate. You're basically giving them a chance to look at your work beforehand that a lot of people in your occupation, in your degree, will not be doing. So yes, that is what I did. I kept marketing my achievements on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, which created a persona around me, which created a brand around me, particularly in international education. Now for marketing, obviously it is different. We need to pick a niche, or we need to at least be good in a particular niche. I picked international education, but keeping this video as universal as possible. You're in IT, you're doing anything, you're doing software, you're doing whatever, you can always learn more platforms, do more certifications, do more training programs, delve outside IT, delve outside your degree, delve outside your occupation as well, and do some volunteering gigs, because at the end of the day, everything is taught to you on the job in Australia. So they're more so looking at what sort of a person you are, what sort of soft skills you have, what sort of personality you have, and whether you'll be able to gel in or not. Like a pretty basic example, here in Australia, the drinking culture is very big, the beer culture is very big. And this is something I'm purely making up, right? It's basically a story. I posted a couple of posts on LinkedIn around networking, around grabbing beers with people, and how, it is the culture here. That got like 100, 200 likes and comments and everything, particularly from Aussies, because they see someone of color, they see an immigrant, they see an international student who is delving into their culture, which then means that they'll be able to gel into the culture. That was my story and some tips along with my journey. Now, the reality of full-time jobs. As I said, it is very, very hard, because when everybody graduates, they start applying for roles, and the competition becomes really, really, the industry overall becomes saturated, because probably 20 people are applying for the same role with the same resume, with probably the same industry experience, which is the uni projects that you've done. But if you're doing all of that on the side, if you're building a portfolio, if you're doing everything that I've said in your particular occupation, people will see that, and you'll probably get an internship or a paid part-time role in your occupation, in your industry, before you even graduate. So the same thing happened with me as well. I did that. Someone saw my content, obviously. I was in their company as an ambassador, as a student ambassador, and a vacancy came up, I got the full-time role before I even graduated. So the same thing can happen with you as well. If you keep posting about and marketing your own achievements, your own portfolio, the things you need, you know how to do, the platforms you know how to operate on, there will be eyes on the things that you're posting on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on maybe your website as well, which is your portfolio, and then you'll go through. Talking about the reality of full-time jobs, yes, as I said, it is hard, and the people who have a brand around themselves, people who've put in the hours working for free for themselves, for their future, around their personal branding, are getting through. You need to have, as I said, you need to have those soft skills, you need to have a bit of technical skills, but more so how you're communicating those technical skills to your network, to your connections. Now, last bit of advice and a couple of points on networking and connection building. My best way, the best way that I have made connections and networked with people is, first, get LinkedIn Premium. Build a list of 10 to 15 to 20 organizations that I see myself working at or that I aspire to work at once I graduate. Obviously, Australian organizations, put them down. Go to LinkedIn, go to that particular organization's like profile, like the company page, go to the people section and start connecting with people. Initially, it'll just be like, hey, I'm an international student wanting to learn more from you in the industry. Done. Once you start building your portfolio, once you start posting all of that, there will be opportunities that come out of it. Let's say 6 months after that, you have done one internship, you have made different prediction models, you've worked in your industry, even if it's on your own portfolio. The next set of companies that you start reaching out to, like, hey, I'm a student ambassador, or hey, I'm an XYZ at this, I'm an international student wanting to network with people in this industry, hoping to connect. As soon as they see that you're already doing shit in your industry, in your portfolio, they'll be more prone to helping you out, more prone to connecting with you. Then one and a half year in, you probably have a part-time job already in your industry. You probably have a couple of internships under your belt. You're probably posting on LinkedIn once a week, twice a week, and you're getting good engagement. Then you have more personality behind you. You have a bigger portfolio behind you. Then it can be like, hey, I'm let's say a software developer or an apprentice or whatever the designation is. You get what I mean? In that particular industry, hoping to connect. And then while you're doing all of that, whichever city you're in Australia, wherever you're watching this from, ask people out for coffee. It's a very practical country. People do say yes. So keep asking people for coffee, and when you go out with them, when you get into a chat with them, it's not like, oh, I need a job, can you get me a job? It's more so around building a rapport, building a connection, building that network, which might pay dividend once you need an opportunity. That has been my whole international student life, and touch wood, I'm doing pretty well, and this is a strategy that has been working. Now, that is it for this video. As I said, there'll be longer videos on each and every topic of these coming out in the next coming months. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anywhere here or in the YouTube comments down below. And also, yes, as I said, subscribe. It keeps me going, it keeps me motivated. With that, I'll see you in the next one.